Welcome to class. Today I simply feel like flowing, and we're going to work some really fun and at times tricky transitions in and out of our postures, remembering that it's more important that we stay present on the mat versus perfect. If you have yoga blocks, please have them handy. If you don't have any, don't worry about it. Let's start class in a standing position. Finding our toes spread wide, our arches lifted, ankles underneath hips. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling as the shoulders come up, down, and back. Let's place one hand on our belly and one on our heart as we begin to settle into our breath.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Gently allow the hands to come alongside of us. And take a nice deep knee bend as we allow the torso to drop towards the thighs in forward folds. Grab hold of opposite elbows if you'd like. Crown of the head reaches to the ground, eyes gaze between the thighs.
To see the truth around you, from a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors.
Gently allow the hands to come towards the ground as we gently bend one knee and then the other, warming up our hips and our hamstrings. Bend our knees nice and deep. Circle sweep the arms towards the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes as the hips extend. Keeping the right arm lifted, left arm comes to the side, and we gently find lateral flexion over to the left. Inhale, lift the left arm, right arm drops. Sucker punch underneath the rib cage as the fingertips reach tall. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees if we need to as we bring the fingertips to the ground and walk them over to the right. Pull the left hip back. Feel the breath into the side body. Walk the fingertips center, and then as we elongate over to the left-hand side, pull the right hip back into its pocket. Taking the fingertips forward, bend the knees, circle sweep the arms towards the ceiling, squeeze the glutes, extend the hips, draw the arms parallel to the ground. Nice big inhale, and as we exhale, moving through our rib cage, rotate over towards the right, keeping the hip bones looking forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the left. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, back to center. Bend the knees, circle sweep the arms. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back to our very first downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths to just move in a way that feels really good for you. Maybe that's pedaling out the feet or rotating side to side. Maybe taking deep knee bends. Feel the hands press strong, elbows peel towards one another. Chest comes towards the thighs as the hips go high. On our next inhale, let's round the spine like a wave into plank. So we come up onto our toes, we roll all the way into our plank. We let the knees hover as we push back into our heels and then reverse the wave back into downward facing dog. Inhale, round into our plank. Exhale, touch each segment of the spine as we rotate back into downward facing dog. Inhale in. Exhale, travel back. Inhale, forward to plank. Feel mobility through the spine. This time, let's drop the knees underneath our hips and rotate the spine through some cat and cows. Take a nice big inhale, and then as we exhale, feel the spine rotate towards the ceiling as the shoulder blades roll away from one another. Inhale, belly drops. Chest opens between the arms as the head gently lifts. Exhale, feel the slow articulation of the spine towards the ceiling. Gently release into our cow, peeling the tips of the shoulder blades towards one another. Round into cat. Fall into cow. As we find neutral, that place between cat and cow where we're fully supported with our core, we flatten the tops of our feet if they're not already. Left arm lifts long in line with the ear as the right leg comes back. Peel together, knee to elbow center line of the body. And then as we extend, drop the right toes to the ground, left hand to the ground. Kickstand the left leg out as we open up into a supported side plank. Tall through the fingertips. Nice big inhale, and as we exhale, lift the torso into gate pose. As we come center, arms come parallel to the ground. As we turn the right toes to look to the back of the mat, half warrior two. Pivot the left foot around as we come into a low lunge. Plant the left hand, and then as we extend the leg, we rotate the torso over the front leg. Hand comes down to frame the right foot as we kick back to three-legged dog. Right leg is extended, hips square to the mat. Take an inhale, and as we exhale, pull the knee into the nose as we shift forward to plank. Rotate to side plank. Right hand takes your weight. Keep your knee up and lifted. Left hand comes and lifts through the knee, and then extend the leg. Cross the right leg over the left, figure four, and then begin to drop your hips towards your left foot. Inhale all the way back in. Plant the left hand as we rotate around. Drop the hips towards the foot. Slowly come in. Rotate the right hand back down as we come back into three-legged dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. This time, drawing right knee to the outside of the right elbow. Slowly release back. Drop the right foot. Nice big inhale, roll the spine into plank. Drop the knees, push the heels back, all the way into down dog. Find the inhale, shifting forward. Knees drop as we exhale, push back and extend. One more time through, rotate in. Press back, open the hips and the hamstrings. This time as we rotate in, drop the knees. Right arm extends, left leg extends, spinal balance. Reach long through the heel, reach forward with the fingertips. Connect knee to elbow, center line of the body as the spine rounds. Slowly come back. Bring the right hand to the ground, left toes, kickstand the right leg back as we come into that supported side plank. Nice big inhale as we exhale, gate pose, torso lifts. Left hand comes down the thighs, the right arm lifts. Draw the arms parallel. Turn the left toes to look back to the front of the mat, half warrior two. Right foot untucks as we come down. Plant the right hand, extend the right leg as we rotate over the left leg. Slowly come down, plant the hand, kick back, three-legged dog. Inhale, draw the knee to nose as we exhale, as we shift into plank. Rotate to side plank, use the right hand, lift through the knee, strong through the left hand. Extend the leg. Cross over, figure four, press the hips towards the foot. Slowly come in, rotate, plant the right hand, change the direction of your side plank, drop the hips. As we come in, rotate back around, three-legged dog. This time, draw the left knee to the outside of the left elbow as we stay lifted through the core, and then journey all the way back. And then release the leg, downward facing dog. Nice big inhale, drop the knees, press the hips back, child's pose. Remembering that you can always come to child's pose, regardless of what we're doing. If you just need a second or to check in. Begin to walk the fingertips over to the right. Peel the left hip down and around, square the left armpit to the ground. Walk the fingertips center, and then over to the left. Feel the breath expand the right rib cage. And then as we come center, let's sit up onto our heels. Take our fingertips, take the hips off the heels a little bit. Take our fingertips towards our knees. Open up the forearms. If this is enough for you, stay right here. If you can take a little more pressure, begin to press the hips back towards the heels, keeping the palms fully mounted to the mat. Slowly release as you inhale. Exhale, press back. Inhale in. Exhale, press back. Slowly release the hands. Sit back onto our heels as we take our arms out in front of us, making fists with our hands. Slowly begin to pull the wrists towards the mat and then release. Warming up the wrists. Remember, you can do this anytime during class if you just need a moment. We spend a lot of time on our hands and our wrists and then pull towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Let's find our way to downward facing dog. Take a moment, turn your toes inward and your heels outward. Feel a stretch come towards possibly the outside of the hips. We all feel things a little differently depending on our restrictions or how our body feels. Turn the toes back forward. Feel the spine round into plank. This time travel all the way forward into chaturanga as we lower down. Slowly release the tops of the feet. Connect the big toes as we open up the chest into cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Take a nice big inhale. Roll the spine into plank. Drop the knees, tabletop. This time left arm comes out to the side like an airplane wing and threads underneath, palm flips up. Pull the shoulder away from the ear. Settle down, thread the needle. Take a nice big inhale and then pull all the way back up. Left arm extends, right leg extends. Draw center line of the body, knee meets elbow. Slowly release back. Draw the hand and the toes to the ground as we kickstand the left leg back, supported side plank. Finding gate pose on our exhale. Hands come parallel to the ground as the right leg shifts to look at the back of the mat. Half warrior two. Back foot pivots around as we find our lunge. Plant the left hand, extend the back leg, and then rotate over the right. As we come in, let's straighten and lengthen the right leg to the best of our ability. As we draw forward with our shin, cup the right fingertips to the outside of the right foot and press off into balancing half moon. Push through the heel, feel length. As we close, we come back into our lunge. Kick back into three-legged dog. Take a nice big inhale, and as we exhale, draw knee to nose. Strong contraction of the core. Rotate into side plank. Right hand takes the weight. Use your left hand, lift through that bottom leg. Extend, and then cross and drop hips towards heels. Slowly come all the way up. Rotate around so your left hand takes the weight into your side plank. Press the hips towards the foot. And then this time, as we come up, right arm comes over the ear, and then we're gonna take that right leg behind us as we open up into Wild Thing. Slowly come back around, extend the right leg, three-legged dog. Right knee draws to the outside of the right wrist as we lower into Chaturanga. Press all the way back up. Kick the right leg back. Release to downward facing dog. Roll the spine into plank. Travel through all the way to Chaturanga. Elbows hug. Lower all the way down. Feel the connection. Open to Cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Roll into plank. This time, find quadruped. Drop the knees underneath the hips. Right arm comes out, threads the needle. Palm flips up. Pull the shoulder away from the ear. As we rise, right fingertips reach long, left heel reaches behind us. Feel the connection, knee to elbow, center line of the body. Extend down. Plant the toes and the hand on the ground. Kickstand the right leg behind us as we open up to that supported side plank. Feel gate pose on the exhale. Torso lifts, arms come out to the side as we rotate the left toes forward, finding our half warrior two. Unwind the right leg as we plant the right hand, extend, and then feel the rotation. As we come in, begin to straighten and lengthen our front leg to the best of our ability. As we draw the shin forward, left fingertips cup to the outside and up from the left foot. And we kick off into balancing half moon. Feel ourselves close as we elongate back into lunge. Plant the hands, kick the left leg back into three-legged dog. Nice big inhale here, and then as we exhale, stay lifted, stay rounded, knee to nose. Rotate to the left hand as we find that side plank. Lift the knee, extend the leg. Cross it over, figure four. Press the hips back. Slowly come up, rotate side. Right hand comes down. Rotate the fist. Slowly come in, hips towards foot. This time as we come up, extend that left arm over the ear, unwind the top leg as we find Wild Thing. Rotate all the way back around. Three-legged dog, left leg lifts. Shift forward. forward. This time, knee to outside of the elbow as we lower down, chaturanga. Press all the way back up. Extend the left leg back. Drop the leg. Find child's pose. Well done. Feel the breath settle. Well done. Work your wrists if you need to. Three more deep breaths. As we find downward facing dog, we roll the spine through plank into chaturanga. This time, if we would like up dog, we lower halfway, flip the tops of the feet as we open up the shoulders and pull the hips through the hands. Remember, cobra is still an option. Tuck the toes, press back. Downward facing dog. Touch every segment of the spine as we round into plank. Drop the knees, all force. Left arm comes out to the side, threads underneath, thread the needle. Peel the shoulder, create space. And then as we come all the way back up, left arm lengthens, right leg kicks back, spinal balance. We're steady through the core as our limbs are moving. Plant the toe in the hand, find your supported side plank. Exhale takes us to gate. Torso lifts, arms are parallel as we turn the right toes to the back of the mat. Unwind our back left leg as we take the left hand down. Rotate, find twisting lunge. As we come in, straighten and lengthen the front leg to the best of our ability. Cup the fingertips as we kick off to balancing half moon. Feel the hips stack on top of one another. Feel the heel press away as our fingertips reach high. Slowly close three-pointed balance. Keep your left leg lifted and in line with the hip. Take your left leg and begin to bring it behind the right as we bend the right knee and lower down, fully connecting our hip to the mat. Hug the right leg in with the left arm as we gently twist. Feel the right glute connect to the ground. Slowly unwind, bring the hands back to the ground as we lift the legs back into three-pointed balance. Slowly drop the back leg into our lunge. Kick back. Three-legged dog. Take an inhale. As we exhale, breathe it all out. Pull knee to nose. Rotate to side plank. Extend the leg. Figure four. Drop the hips towards the foot. Come on in. Switch sides. Rotate all the way around. Feel the steadiness of your side plank and then take the hips down towards the foot. Extend arm overhead. Top leg comes around. Open up to wild thing. Slowly close right hand back to the mat as we come into downward facing dog and cross the right leg over the left, figure four. Shift forward, lower down halfway, press all the way back up. Slide your right leg through the body. Close the left hip. Pull the knee in, extend back, three-legged dog. Right knee comes to the outside of the right elbow as we lower down to chaturanga. Add on, hold right here, hold halfway. Top right leg is gonna come around the left leg and we're gonna drop onto our hip into a seated position. reach towards your toes. Pull the toes towards the shin. And then slowly bring your hands back towards that back of the mat as we rotate around and find downward facing dog. Well done. Rotate through our breath, through our pattern. Plank, chaturanga, cobra, up dog, your choice. Meeting in down dog, we find plank. Drop the knees, all fours. Right arm comes out, threads underneath. Pull the shoulder. As we extend, right arm, left leg, spinal balance. Pull together, meet in the center. Extend, connect, supported side plank. Allow the exhale to guide you into gate. As the torso lifts, left leg turns to the front of the mat. Unwind the back right leg. Plant the hand, extend the leg. Find your twisting lunge. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Rotate through the rib cage only. As we come center, we straighten and lengthen the front leg. Peel your left hip back, your right hip forward as we search for a nice neutral sacrum, that bony part right below your low back and above your glutes. Slowly come in, find your balancing half moon. Take your time, find your focal point, feel the rotation of the hips and the torso. Slowly close, three-pointed balance. This time, right leg comes behind the left. We're gonna bend through the left knee, and we're gonna slowly bring it all the way around. Sit down, ground your left glute, hug the right leg, hug the left leg with the right arm. Slowly come around, take the hands down as we lift back up to three-pointed balance. Extend back into our lunge. Find three-legged dog with the left leg lifting. Shift forward, big exhale, lift through the core, draw knee to nose, feel the squeeze. When you think you can't squeeze anymore, squeeze a little more. Rotate open. Find your side plank now. Kick the leg out, lift. Cross over, figure four. Push down. As we extend, rotate, right hand comes down, foot rotates around. We lift, then we push down towards the foot. We extend the arm over ear as the top leg comes behind us and we open up to wild thing. Feel the hips extend. Slowly round down, and as we come back around, left leg crosses over the right in a figure four down dog. Inhale forward, lower down halfway, press up, thread the left leg through, square the right hip. Peel the left knee in and back, three-legged dog. Lowering in, pull forward to plank, knee to outside of elbow as we lower to chaturanga. This time, left leg comes over as we rotate to face the back of our mat. Reach towards the toes. Slowly lift the torso, rotate back to the front of the mat as we lift the hips and rotate back around to downward facing dog. And then find your child's pose. If you'd like, take the knees wide. Settle down. Feel the openness of the hips. If If you're like me, you're breathing a little bit harder, so begin to focus on slowing the breath pattern. Work your wrists as you may need to. Maybe you take the backs of the hands to the mat. Three more deep breaths. Slowly find our way onto all fours. Left hand threads out. Thread the needle as it pulls underneath. Slowly find spinal balance. Left arm, right leg. Plant the hand and the toe. Kickstand back. Supported side plank. Open up to gate. Finding kneeling warrior two as that right foot pivots to the back of the mat. Unwind the left leg as we come in and we open into our twisting lunge. Come around, cup the right fingertips, balancing half moon. Slowly close to three-pointed balance. Draw the left leg. You're gonna bend both knees as we come into half Lord of the Fishes. We settle the glutes down. Take the left arm, hug the right knee as we rotate around. Slowly unwind, fingertips come in, come back to three-pointed balance as the left leg lifts. Left fingertips cup this time as we rotate into revolved balancing half moon. Lift, feel the squeeze of the glute and the hamstring. Slowly bend the front leg. Come into three-pointed balance. Connect back into our lunge. Right leg kicks back. Three-legged dog. Pull knee to nose. Side plank. Extend the leg. Figure four. Drop the hips. Pull back, rotate other side. Feel the stability through the arm. Press hips towards the foot. As we come in, extend arm overhead as we find wild thing. Top leg comes around. We pivot back around. This time as we come in, we take the right leg, figure four over the left, downward facing dog. Forward into plank. Lower down halfway. Press up. Thread the leg through. This time lower all the way down. Back leg comes all the way around. Toes look to the front of the mat. Left arm comes in and grabs, yes. Baby grasshopper. Hand comes to look at the front of the mat on the right side as we lift. Now transition to standing. So we're gonna come up, then release the leg and find warrior three. Whew. Bend your back knee. We're gonna connect left hand to right foot. Slowly bring the right fingertips back down and then extend the leg as we come all the way back down. Slow and controlled. Well done. Left leg comes back. Turn the hands to look to the front edge of the mat. Lift the hips. Rotate back. Well done. This time knee to outside of the elbow as we lower down chaturanga. Top leg comes around the left leg as we face back to the front of the mat. Grab the toes. If you want, stay right here. Or we're gonna begin to lift the hip strong through that right leg. Kick back. Draw the knee in, grab the toes with the right hand, slowly control yourself all the way back down. Hands rotate back as we lift and pivot back into downward facing dog. Well done. I have to remember that whole sequence on the other side. Inhale forward to plank if you're flowing. Shift straight through. Meet in downward facing dog. Bend the knees, tabletop. Right arm extends, left leg extends. Meet in the middle. Extend. Side plank, supported with that kickstand right leg. Into gate. Torso lifts, half warrior two. Unwind the back leg, extend, rotate the torso, twisting lunge. As we come down, find your focal point. Take your balancing half moon. As we come in, three-pointed balance, right fingertips come down. We're gonna start to slightly bend the right knee, left knee bends, and we bring the right leg around as we sink all the way down to half Lord of the Fishes. So that bottom leg, the heel is coming towards the glute. We hug in and we rotate over. Ground the left hip. Slowly unwind. Find your three-pointed balance. And then revolve your balancing half moon. Right fingertips come down as we open. Pull the hip away from the ribcage on the left-hand side. Slowly come down, reconnect into our lunge. Left leg kicks behind us, three-legged dog. Nice big inhale. As we exhale, draw knee to nose, stay lifted, stay strong. Rotate into our side plank, keeping the knee bent, and then extend the leg. Figure four, the left leg over the right. Press the hips back towards the foot. Strong through the hand. As we come in, rotate. Right hand comes down, body rotates. Feel the strength and the connection and the control. Then take the hips towards the foot. Extend the top arm over the ear as we unwind the top leg. Wild thing. Feel the hips extend, the chest open. As we come back around, this time left leg figure fours over the right as we press back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank. Lower down halfway. Press up. Thread the left leg through. This time we come down. We drop the left leg. Right leg to the ground. Back leg comes around. Toes will look to the front of the mat. Right arm comes and reaches to the outside of the left foot, preparing for grasshopper. Left fingertips are in line with our hip and forward. Shift forward onto your right leg. Lift the hips and begin to lift the hips. Release the leg as we find our focal point and we stand strong in warrior three. Bend the back knee, take it around, allow the right hand to grab the outside of the foot, left fingertips come to the ground, and then we reverse our baby grasshopper. So extend the leg as we drop the hips, slow and controlled. Take that top leg, bring it back around, turn the torso to the front of the mat, lift the hips as the knee pulls in, and we rotate back to three-legged dog. Left leg is lifting. Draw knee to outside of elbow as we lower down. Take your left leg around the top as we rotate to the back of the mat and drop. We can stay right here and stretch Or we can lift onto our foot as we rise into three-pointed balance. Draw the knee in. Connect the toes with the left hand. If you can keep the right hand off the ground and lower down, go ahead. If you need it to help control, let it control. Release all the way back around. Fingertips to the front of the mat. Lift the hips. Rotate in. Shift forward through a plank into chaturanga, into cobra or up dog, your choice. Let's meet in child's pose. Well done. Let the legs come out to the side, whichever side, as we come into a seated position. Our legs long in front of us. Find our sitting bones, those bony parts in our tails. Pull the toes towards the shins. And then take a nice big exhale and begin to walk yourself down. Torso, belly would hit first, then torso, then head, if we have that range of motion. Squeeze your quads. Feel the thighs lengthen towards the ground. And then as we slowly come up, let's cross the left leg over the right. Depending on the range of motion in our hips, this may be enough of an opening. So maybe we stay here and hinge forward. Remember, keeping open through the collarbone. If it's comfortable, fingertips come behind us, looking towards our backside. Then we begin to bend the right knee to open up the hip. The key here is not to round down through that low back, but to stay up and lifted. Now push the heel away and the toes towards the shin to activate. See if you can come up a little higher. Maybe you have to rotate your fingertips to look to the back of the mat. Slowly release. Left leg comes out, right leg comes out. Up tall on our sitting bones, squeeze our thighs, walk our fingertips down. If we have a block, see if we can reach to the outsides of our feet. And then we're gonna press the block into the feet as we squeeze our thighs and lengthen. Nice active contraction. Pull the toes. Slowly release. Take the torso up. Right leg crosses over the left. Remembering we can stay here. And sometimes one side is different than the other. Actually, most of the times one side is different than the other. So maybe one side you have to take a little bit of a regression, and maybe on one side you can progress. I don't know, that's up to you. We start fingertips towards heels. We begin to open, staying tall and lifted and with a neutral spine. Pull the toes to the shin to activate the chain all the way up to the hip. If you'd like, you can rotate the hands now. See if you can press yourself up a little bit higher. Pull the toe, we're active. Slowly release the leg, lengthen them long, give them a shake. Come so that we can lower down onto our mat, so you bring your hips towards the front of your mat. Lower down, pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a rock back and forth, side to side. Let's place our right foot on the ground. Cross the left, lying pigeon. Arms come out to the side like airplane wings, palms up. Right arm comes to grab the left shin. You have the option to stay right here. Lift the right leg to tabletop. And then we're going to let the legs fall over towards the right, keeping the left arm and shoulder blade fully connected to the ground. As we rotate back to our center, we bring the left foot to the ground. We cross the right over the left. Take the right arm out to the side, palm up. Left hand comes to grab the right shin. Lift the left leg to tabletop, option to stay here or let the body rotate over towards the left, rounding the right shoulder blade this time. Reconnecting to the breath. Feeling our breath pattern slow as we relax down. Slowly unwind. Draw knees into chest. Rock back and forth, side to side in a circle, release the low back. And then let's allow our body to melt into a final relaxation pose of choice. Maybe it's Supta Baddha Konasana, which is our reclined butterfly pose. Feet together, knees out. Maybe it's legs long in our traditional Shavasana. Whatever position works best for you. Allow the breath to come in and fill the full body. Allow the exhale to relax you down into the mat. The body grows heavy. As we take these last few moments together, remembering that no different than what I said in the beginning of class, to be present and not perfect is something we can take off the mat with us as well into our daily life. Remembering that we are all imperfectly perfect in our own way. And I know for one, I would want you no other way. Always show up as you are. And some days you may come in red in a hot mess express. Some days you may have it together. Slowly beginning to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Allow the arms to outstretch long overhead. Legs lengthen long. Good morning stretch. Pull the knees one and then the other into the chest. As we gently roll over onto whichever side is most comfortable. Letting our head grow heavy in our arms for a moment. Top arm begins to press us into a comfortable seated position. Our spine long over our hips. Allow the chin to come into the chest. Inhale the arms up overhead. It was my pleasure to have you with me in class today. From my home to yours, namaste.